Hi and welcome to my channel. I'm Rachel, the plant-based vegan chef, and today I was going to make Calypso Bean Bolognese. So I cooked these Calypso beans this morning and they've come up nice and soft and just how I want them. And they've all got this lovely dark brown colouring on them. You can still see there's bits of garlic from the cooking liquor. This is the cooking liquor which I'm going to use as my vegetable stock. I'm going to use my mushroom trimmings, some celery, carrot, garlic, onion, green pepper, sun-dried tomatoes, smoked paprika, tomato puree, oregano, coriander, black pepper and chopped tomatoes. So let's see how we get on. First of all, let's cut all the vegetables. That's all the vegetables cut. I'm just going to add a tablespoon of the oil from the sun-dried tomatoes. It's already flavoured. Just love layers of flavour. Now you're probably thinking I could use a garlic crusher for the garlic, which obviously I could, but to me it's just something else to wash, so I tend to cook it all by hand. Carrots, onions and celery is known as a sofrito in Italian, which is like the trinity of all dishes to start with. It creates a layer of flavour, and we all want flavour in our lives, don't we? So you just get the oil so it's nice and warm, so everything starts to sizzle. If you put vegetables into cold oil, what tends to happen is the vegetables will just absorb the oil. And the idea is to fry. You don't need a lot of oil in your cooking. It's amazing how many times you don't need oil at all. So I'm going to give this a good 10 to 15 minutes to cook down. So that's had 10 minutes then, that's all changed colour. You can see how lovely that looks now. So we need to add a tablespoon of tomato puree. Generous tablespoonful that was. Get that against the heat. And then I'm going to put a teaspoon of smoked paprika in, because I like that lovely smoky depth at the bottom. Another generous teaspoonful. Don't do anything by halves, me. Generous teaspoon of coriander. I find this lemony flavour, this sort of lemony undertones of coriander just brings everything alive. And then a generous teaspoon of oregano, that wonderful authentic flavour. And a good scrape and a black pepper. You need to cook that for a minute or so just to bring the spices alive, to take that raw edge off the tomato puree, which makes everything wonderfully dark, unctuous, nourishing flavour that you get. I'm I'm going to put in a splash of balsamic vinegar just to give it a bit of a zing. That's a generous tablespoonful. Oh yes, now we're talking. This is looking good. And then I'm going to put in 2 cups of these beautiful Calypso beans. That's just the part of the stock that I cooked the beans in. It's a bit of a tomato skin. Lovely. Look at those. Oh, they're so pretty. Oh, I can't wait for smell-o-vision. We've got to start doing smell-o-vision. I really have. This smells amazing. Now, because these beans were already cooked, I cooked them so they're just at the bite, so they're not squashy. They're just al dente, as the Italians say. This whole thing will only need about another 20 minutes with the tomatoes in. 2 tins of tomatoes. And then I'm just going to rinse the tomato cans out with half a can of the cooking liquor that I have from the beans, or you could use vegetable stock, of course. Boom! Give that a good stir. I know that carrots aren't classically a bolognese ingredient, but I got into the habit when my children were small to try and encourage them to eat more vegetables. And it just worked, and I've sort of done it ever since. Even my children now cook a bolognese with carrots in. They say a bolognese without carrots doesn't actually taste the same anymore. Family traditions, hey? So, that looks amazing. Take out the tomato skins that we don't need. So I'm going to let that simmer away now. I'm going to bring that to the boil and then let that simmer away now for about 20 minutes, as I say. So I'll see you then. So I'm just going to try this. Nice, tomatoey. I think that needs a stock cube. Okay. Just to give it another layer of flavour. I used to be a meat eater. I used to love a bolognese and all the rich flavours you get from it. And when you're cooking with vegetables, you have to find other ways of creating that richness and that wonderful depth of flavour. Not necessarily a meaty flavour. As I say, I don't really miss the meaty flavour. That's why I put smoked paprika in, because I find the smokiness just gives it another depth again. Let's try a bean, shall we? Nice big bean. Soft in the middle. Skin's got some bite to it, but I don't mind that. Very tasty. And that is quite a colourful bolognese, isn't it, really? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cook a jacket potato. I'm going to cheat. I'm going to put it in the microwave. And then I'm going to have my Calypso Bean Bolognese on a jacket potato in front of an episode of The Crown. Okay, so there's my Cheats jacket potato from the microwave. Just going to open it out, fluff it up a bit. They are better out the oven, but I'm not putting the whole oven on for one jacket potato, unfortunately. And then I'm going to smother it in these beans. Oh yeah, baby. Look at that. Oh, how gorgeous is that? I've even got some beautiful parsley to put in the middle. Go me, if I'd got some vegan cheese, I'd put it over the top. But that looks fabulous, doesn't it? Oh yeah. That works. That works a treat. I think next time I make this, I'm going to add a splash of red wine to give it a richness again. But that is really tasty, and I'm not eating flour and wheat at the moment, so that's why I've had a jacket potato, and that works a treat. Go me. I would say that's a 9 out of 10. I hope you enjoyed it. I certainly have done, and I'll see you next time. Lots of love. Bye.